Good morning, students. So today's we will be dealing entirely about the chapter number 3, that is fiber to fabric. We will revise everything which is very important. As you all know that your exam is going to be start from 17th of September. So we will now revise all the chapters which are coming. Okay. A very good morning to all of you. So chapter is fiber to fabric. Okay. Chapter number 3. So fibers are of two types: natural, which are come from vegetable, or you can say plant, and the fiber coming from animal resources also. Now, in vegetable, it contain cotton, linen, jute and hemp. Cotton, jute and hemp are very important. Okay. Then from animals, example, silk and wool. Both of them are very important. Okay. And the next is mineral. So if the question is give the two categories in which the fibers can be divided, you will say the natural and animal. From in natural fiber there is a vegetables and animals, and here it is a man-made. Sorry, mineral I have written man-made. And man-made, the example of man-made are polyester, acrylic, okay, rayon and nylon. At least remember two example from this man-made fiber. Okay. Okay, as well as the two of natural fiber. Silk you get from silkworm and wool is you get from sheep. Now silk, in this particular point we will dealing the processing of silk obtain. Okay, how do you obtain silk in the entire steps involved in the processing of, it's very important. 100% it is a 2 or 3 marks question. Okay, the first step is that the moth lays eggs. These eggs are hatched and they turn into larvae. A very important part, larva. Very important part. It is the organism which is also called silkworm. Okay. They eat the mulberry leaves. They eat the mulberry leaves. So the silkworm feed on mulberry leaves. They grow in size and during this phase they shed their skin 4 times. Okay, 4 times. And shedding of the skin is called molding. It can also be seen in snake also. But here, what do you mean by molding? It is the shedding of the skin of growing silkworm. Okay. Then they start making cocoons around themselves, and the farmers collect this cocoons, and the process is called reeling. So reeling is the process by which the farmer obtain the filaments or threads from the cocoons of the silkworm. Okay. That process is known as reeling, and the silk fiber is then be spun to silk thread, which with the help of a spinning yarn you can spin the fiber into threads, and that is how you get the silk thread. And so silk farmer, what do? They are silk farmers. So They pair the moth and the moth lays the egg. Okay. These eggs then hatch into larva, and larva can also be known as silkworms. Then what do these larvae feed on? They feed on mulberry leaves, on mulberry plants, and these are supplied by the farmers. Okay, the agricultural farmers, they supply the mulberry leaves to the silk farmer, and the larvae feed on the mulberry leaves. Then they make a cocoon around themselves, which we over here what happens? Molting, that is the shedding of the skin. Then they spin the silk and make a cocoon, and this cocoon is then used by the reelers, who the one who obtain the filaments, and that is the process of reeling. And then these fibers are spun by the process of spinning into silk threads. Then these are twisted and they are dyed. That means colored. And finally you get the weaving. And this is done by weavers. They make it into fabric. Okay. Let us see. Number 1 is silk moth. Again, it lays eggs. Eggs hatch into larva or silkworm. These silkworms, they feed on mulberry leaves. They carry out molting. Shedding of skin. Okay, that means shedding of skin. After molting, what happens? Cocoon. These cocoons are then boiled by farmers. And farmers obtain the fibers, and that process is known as reeling. Obtaining fibers is known as reeling, and then they are spun into threads, and the threads are then dyed. And they are weaved to give fabric. This is the entire process of silk formation. Okay, so see how quickly and nicely we have done this, that along with me the process is crystal clear to you now. What happened in wool is, it is not that complicated. So you do shearing, which means you remove the fleece. Okay, it is not called wool, it is called fleece. Okay, hair of the sheep. So fleece is removed. After removing, transported to the mill. It is tied into the stacks, and those stacks are sent to the mill. Here they wash it and remove the dirt. That process is called scouring. Okay, then after scouring, they sort the quality. They sort the different quality of fleece. Okay, and then the sheet of the fleece is then twisted and converted into a rope called silver, and then it is stretched and twisted into a yarn. It is not very difficult. First you remove the fleece, you pack it and send it to the factory. The factory people will clean it. They will remove all the dust and dirt, and then they twisted it, and they will convert it into a woolen clothes. It is not very complicated. Okay. Now we will discuss all the important terms. That is how that the fiber obtained from animals, and they are called animal fiber. Example, wool and silk. Wool is obtained from the fleece, hairy growth of animals such as goat, sheep, yak, alpaca, llama, lamb. So at least 3 you have to remember. Goat, sheep and yak are 3 example. But now the wool yielding animals have thick coat of hair which trap a lot of air, and because it's trap a lot of air, it is a poor conductor of heat. Okay, it is a poor conductor of heat. This will come up as a give reason that why do animals living in hilly and cold region have a thick fur? Because it traps the heat and it become a core conductor of heat, and the hair keep them warm. Okay, and the fibers of hair fiber are used for making wool. In sorting, what you do? You remove the fine fiber. That is the process of sorting. Now we will discuss the different breed of sheep in India. The first one is Lohi, which give you very good quality of sheep, which is found in Rajasthan and Gujarat. Then you have Rampur, which is Lohi, then Rampur, and Rampur is a brown fleece which is found in Uttar Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. Then Bushair is also found here. Okay, in these places. Now after that there is Nali, that is a carpet wool which is found in Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. Okay, that is Nali. Then after that Bakharwal. Bakharwal is a woolen shawls. It is used for making woolen shawls and found in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. After that there is a Marwadi. Marwadi is coarse wool which is found in Gujarat, and after that Patanwadi, it is also found in Gujarat. Marwadi and then Patanwadi. So maximum, if you see the table which is present in your book also, they found in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. Out of these, this is very important, that is Bakharwal, about Pashmina shawls. So this is very important, which is obtained in Jammu and Kashmir. Other than that, remember the at least 3 breeds, okay, and their states. Mostly it is Rajasthan and Gujarat. Then if you move ahead, there got some important processes. In silk, I explained you all the processes like moth eggs, mulberry leaves, molting, shearing, scouring, sorting, everything. Okay, but we will discuss it again. Let us learn about the wool. So the fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of skin is removed by machine. The process is called shearing. Then it is washed in the tanks to remove the dirt, that is called scouring. Then it is sent to the factory where different textures are sorted out. This is called sorting. Then the small fluffy fiber called burrs are picked out from the hair. Then they are dyed and the fibers are straight combed, rolled into yarn. Okay, and then it is spun and woven into a woolen cloth, and then the longer fiber are made into wool for sweaters. Okay, this is about the processing of silk, and silk fiber is obtained from cocoon of the silk moth, and the most important question, that the breeding and so it is a very important question. Defines sericulture. So what is sericulture? The breeding and management of silkworm for production of silk. For the production of silk is called sericulture, or the rearing of silk worm for the production of silk or for commercial purpose is called a sericulture. So sericulture can also be defined as rearing of silkworm for commercial purpose. Okay. So you can also define sericulture like this, and it is very important. Okay, students. So I have already covered all the topics of this chapter, and all the best for your half yearly exam. Thank you, class.